Hey, welcome to the video. This is going to be a more up-to-date how to make a custom block. So let's get into it. First thing we need to do is set up a pack. So in every Minecraft add-on, there's a BP and a behavior and a resource side. For a custom block, you will need both. So first, let's get our file structure set up. In the BE area, or the behavior, I'm just going to call that the BE. You will need a file called blocks, I believe. Let me double check here. Yes, it's blocks with an S, and we will need a manifest. Has to be spelled like this. I recommend downloading Visual Studio too, but in the manifest, you will need this exact. This right here, you can change to whatever your add-on name is going to be. Description of the pack, so whatever it's going to be, like a custom block pack. And don't need these. Okay. Don't need this. There we go. That's the nope. Don't need this either. There we go. I just did a copy and paste from a different pack. So this would be the basic manifest you would need for the behavior side. This right here, you'd want to generate new numbers for. In Visual Studio, if you go to extensions, you can type in UUID. You can get this app right here. From there, once you install that, you would need to go down here and click trusted. It will say like, not trusted source, whatever. Click it and just click trusted. Once you do that, you will be able to change the generate UUID at cursor. It's just that easy. Right click and generate at cursor. Right click, generate at cursor. That's it for the behavior side UUID. It's pretty basic, pretty simple. Once we got that, go into the resource side. Here we are going to need another manifest. And this manifest, don't need this metadata. This would basically be what you would need. Obviously keep the same name that you have on the behavior side. You can add a little description. This is just what version you're working on. Could be any numbers. Min version, I recommend at least, I don't know, like 121.60. Something like that. Then this is the behavior one. Now, with your behavior and resource side, the only numbers that need to match is over here on the behavior, you have dependency. The behavior will depend on the resource one to give it all of its textures and everything. So this right here, let's generate a new number, This header, UUID. Why? Okay. It's because I forgot to do this. There we go. Now that's fixed. So this number right here on this header has to match this dependency. That way, when this behavior loads, it knows that all of the textures it's dependent on is in this resource pack. So that is it for the manifest. Pretty simple. And here we will also need not a file folder, sure, called textures, and then we will need a file called blocks.json. Now, if you don't have this file extension showing, like if it's like all of your files just has like, just manifest or blocks, what you need to do is go into view, go into show, and then file name extensions. And then that's how you can change a text, like if when you do like your manifest, if you just want to do add a text document, then you'd be able to go in here, type in JSON. Pretty much everything, yeah, everything we do will be JSON code. From there, we will need inside of textures, we will need another document. This one will be called yes, wait, no, sure, whatever. Okay, rename, boom. Taran, I spelled that wrong, T-R-A-N underscore texture.json. Okay, now we have everything we need to make a custom block. This is the bare minimum. Oh, we will need models, blocks, and now we got the file structure. So from here, I recommend downloading a program called Blockbench. It's free. It's online. You can download a plugin. I recommend doing this for new Minecraft block wizard. Definitely recommend downloading this. We are not really going to use this in this tutorial, but they kind of do everything that we're doing and make it like 10 times simpler. What is this? Browse off the assets. Oh, dope. I want that. Install. There we go. Anyways, so one of the reasons why I brought this up is Blockbench has an image editor. So you can make any texture you want. Custom block. Yeah, 1616 is kind of like the basic. All I'm going to do is, boom, we're just going to make a red block. And save. All I did to save was Control S. We are going to go, right here's the pack. You're just going to save that into your texture folder. Boom. So now that we have we got a texture named custom block. So what do we do with it? First thing we need to do is open Terran textures. I have one here. I'm just gonna kind of do a little, just to make it simpler for me. Boom, and then at the bottom, yeah. Boom, boom. And then, boom. Okay, so you're going to name this anything you want, as long as it's the resource pack name. Do not change this, but you need it. This tells it it's going to be an Atlas Terran. And then you need this right here, Terran data. And then this is where you're going to list all of your blocks. So what this does is you are telling the game where the texture's at. So this will make sense here in a little bit. I always recommend using an identifier at the beginning, but we're just going to do custom block, just like this. And then we got to tell it where that texture's at, so custom block. So this is saying our texture is in the file. Get rid of all this. There we go. This is telling it that it's in textures, and then it's right here. Same file path. Textures, boom. If we would add a folder here, like this, new, then stuck it in here, it would have to be like this, new. Pretty simple. If you added more blocks to this, all you would do is new block, and boom. Literally the same exact thing, just over and over and over again. So that explains the Terran textures. Now, we are going to do a normal block here, so that means a non-geo block. And I will explain the difference here in a little bit, but for now, we're going to go back up. Now we need to do the blocks JSON. So in here, I am going to do a little copy and paste to make my life a little bit easier. We need a format version, blah de da de da, boom, and then dum dum. There we go. So you need this. If you don't have this in here, it's going to come up on a minor error, and then it's just going to be like it's going to default to the normal version 110. So, but no biggie, but I just recommend having it that way you don't have that error. This part right here is going to be the identifier of the custom block. We don't actually have the block made yet, so but we're just going to make up a new identifier called custom block because I'm really original. Sound, you can go here. Gotta look up some resources. If you type in bedrock block sounds docs, boom. And so in here, yep, right here, you can type in any of these sounds, and that's the sound your block will make. If you do amethyst, it will actually make the sound of amethyst when the player walks on it. But we'll just, if you don't have a sound, it will just default to stone. Or you could just put it in stone, but I will type in grass, sure. Carry texture, this is if you're using like an awkward geo. So you would have, say if you had like a misshaped geo where it just looks weird when the player holds it, you can actually tell it to hold a different texture while you're holding the block. So if you go to zombie and list a carry, here we'll just do this, I'll show you. Block bench. We will make a new texture. Green. But you don't know, I'm going to color it green. Boom. That's white. There we go. And Control S. Green. Perfect. Boom. So all I'm going to do here, here's a little fun, cool, little, kind of speeds up the process. Do Shift, Alt, and push arrow down. Boom. Custom green. So say if we want this block texture to look in the hotbar when we carry it, to be that green. So you can do this. Isotropic, basically what that means is like the dirt texture, every time you like place it, like mixes, well not really dirt texture, I think it's stone, but it like rotates the block every time you like put it down, so like the textures look slightly different. That obviously won't matter here, but I'll just leave it there. So there, now we have in the block JSON, on the resource side, we have the custom block, we have what it sounds. It's going to mix up the pixels every time we place it. Brightness gamma, theoretically, the higher it's going to make it brighter. And then this is going to be our carry texture. If you don't have this, it's just going to default to the texture, which we don't have listed. So we need a texture also. And the texture goes like this. Here we need this texture, because this is going to be the texture of our block. Boom. Boom. So for the basic block, it would be, you just have your block identifier. This will be the texture of the block. This will be the sound, and then, yeah. And then this will be the carry texture that will look in your hotbar. So now we need to go in the behavior side. Come on, where? There we go. And we'll just open it up. There we go. So then on the behavior side, now we need to go into our block folder, and then we need to make a block. So this block will be called, not a folder. You don't need a folder. You need a text document. Go in here, text document. There you go. JSON, and we will name this custom block. Boom. Now open it up in Visual Studio. If you don't have Visual Studio 2, I highly recommend downloading it. It is free. Studio code. There we go. Boom. You just click this and download it to whatever you want. It's pretty dope. This program is amazing. Anyway, so let's go make our custom block. I'm just going to copy a block I already have. Actually, to make it, if you go into Visual Studio 2, just to make this a little bit simpler. Download these plugins right here. You click on this tab, and then you can type in what you want for the plugins. I recommend this one if you're a bad speller. Definitely recommend this, 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 this one, and the prettier JSON's always a fun one, and UUID. Once you have those in there, then what we are going to do is we are going to put this folder into the Minecraft developmental pack so we can actually test it out, and that way I can get my predictions on there. So you need to find this folder right here, which this is in a crazy path. So I'll do this so you guys can find it. Boom. So you need to go into C. Let me open up a new folder. Boom. So let me make this a little bit smaller. There we go. So you're going to go into your Windows C drive. Then you will go to users. From here, your username, then app data. Now this is a hidden file, so you might not see it. You're going to have to go into view, show hidden items, and then this will pop up. So you need to go into app data. From there, go into local, then packages. So you're just literally following this. Where is packages? Right there. And then this is, you need to do find Microsoft. This is right here. Microsoft.mine. This one's a little bit funner to find. Where is it? Right here? Yeah. So this is this one. So click on this one. Then from here, we're almost there. Go to local state, games. And right here's your Mojang file. From here, what you want to do is right click on it. Click pin the access bar. That way you have it right here. So once you're in here, to make things simpler in your behaviors, put your behavior folder in there. In your resource, put your resource file in there. Now we'll just do everything in Visual Studio. So, I need to open folder. So yours probably, it won't look exactly like this, but if you click on this bar right here, your Explorer, you'll see where it says open folder. So click open folder, come over here, just click on the Mojang, select folder. Don't save, boom. Okay, so now that we have this folder up, now let me close out this and this. So we are working on the RE and BP. So if we go here into blocks, we can now go, see right there's my predictions. So we need a format version. Then we need a Minecraft block. Then we need to make a descriptions. If you forget to put quotation marks around it, just hit shift quotations after you highlight it, and then it automatically puts it around there. It's pretty dope. Menu category, you'd put this wherever category you want it in. And then don't need anything else there for a basic block. Then from here, boom. Don't need any of those, so we want to go down to this blue one. Components, and then boom. Collision box will be true. We will make this look a little bit better. There we go. And boom, boom, boom. You go here. No, not there. There we go. Then we want display name. This is what the name will show up. This custom block. Oh yeah, I forgot. True does not need to be. True is a Boolean, so it doesn't need to be in a string. From here, these are all the options that you can use. We're not going to use a geometry loot. You can actually choose a whole entire custom loot pool. Let's see, just for basic block. Destructible by mining. There we go. Seconds to destroy 1. We need a selection box. Selection. You always need commas at the end of these, and then this is kind of like the bare bones minimum block. You can experiment with these. Also, like if you have like an oddball shaped block, like say if you're using a geo, you can actually go like this and then do origin and size. And what I mean by origin and size, if we go in the block bench, this is getting ahead of ourselves, but you will kind of like understand it at least. Let's do a new custom block, yada yada yada, add a cube. And then say if our cube is like 10 by 10 by 10, it's not a full-size cube. Then you would download the plugin called Seaton and Hitbox. So if you go into Tools, set up Hitbox, go down here to Block Collision, then you could type in your size, 10 by 10 by 10. Now that whole entire block's highlighted, and this is exactly what you would just copy this, and then boom, boom, boom. And that would give us a collision box exactly that size. And then you could do the same with the selection block. So if we wanted to go selection, do I have selection? Yes. With the selection box, you can just go like this. Boom. That's if we were doing an oddball size. So let's see now. Oh, just so I know, let's name this custom block. Yeah. And then we'll go into the RE side. Block. Manifest. Custom block. Dope. So now if we actually load into our game, play, create a new world. Oh, I forgot to add in my pack. No, that's right. I keep changing this. That's if you want to add. There we go. Custom block. Go under behavior packs. Right there's our custom block. Activate. Then because we have the dependency in the manifest, it automatically adds the resource side. Great. Anyways. Oh no, components Minecraft. Oh, whoops. That's because I have this right here. We don't want that. Boom. It's okay to make mistakes like that. They're easy to fix. Boom. And then since we change the file on the add-on, we're going to need to reload our world. So if you just type in reload all, oh, you got to have cheats enabled. Well, I'm here. There's the cheats. Oh, there we go. Cheats on, always Dave, weather off. Boom. Now that you have cheats on, you can just go reload all, and then it will just automatically reload your game. It's pretty dope. So now we go into custom block. Isn't that dope? So yeah, just to kind of refresh everything we went over real quick. If you go into the resource side, all we did was we made a texture that was red. We also made a texture that was green. And then, so what we did was we register the textures in the Terran texture. So this one right here is the red one. It's confusing because I have it listed as custom block, but we all know I named that red texture custom block. And then we made a texture green. And then in the blocks JSON, we told it that the block was going to have this red texture, but in the hotbar, it's going to show up as a green texture. Dope. And that is how you do the basics. I'm going to end this video here. And next video, I will show you how to do different textures on all sides of the block. Thank you guys for watching. Happy crafting, and let me know what you guys think. Bye.